So as we look at this, I want to discuss the event spacing on that timeline. What did you notice about events and how far apart they were?
50 views. At the beginning, like the long universe, they were like really spaced apart, and then they like started getting all like put together.
So in the beginning, really spaced apart could be defined as like billions of years, right? That's a long time to pass with nothing happening. And nothing that we can speak of happened. There were changes, small changes, changes in the atmosphere, changes in the amounts and certain kinds of gases that were present, but it wasn't anything that we are able to find evidence of today. So it was billions of years of question mark, basically. Then what happened that changed how quickly things happened? So you said that things started to go like boom, 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 boom at the end, right? You guys were like all on top of each other at the end of that 50 meters. What was the thing, the moment that defined when stuff started to happen? The Big Bang is what started the whole chain reaction. That is true.
I think it was when like free oxygen started coming into the atmosphere.
Slightly before free oxygen.
Wait, I got this.
Before eukaryotes. Yeah, so atmosphere and hydrosphere formed. Before anything else could happen, we had to have an atmosphere and hydrosphere. Remember how I described that early Earth to you? So, I called it Ari ooze, right? That early Earth was like a volcano. It was hot. It was a lot of inorganic material. It was unpleasant. By unpleasant, I mean full of gases and things that would be toxic to anything living today. Conditions would be perfect to kill anything alive like us that got near it. Add to that, without an atmosphere or hydrosphere, the whole planet was being bathed in UV radiation from the sun. No atmosphere, no hydrosphere, no ozone layer. No buffer, no protection. Hostile, stormy, violent. That's what early Earth was like. To continue the volcano comparison, if you ever have the pleasure of going to a place that is volcanic with active volcanoes, there will be signs all over that say, if you cross this point, risk of death is high. If you go past here, death is imminent.
Don't pass the sign.
And that's what the signs say. It is a scary thing. Like, you're looking at it and you're like, I could accidentally, stupid luck my way into dying right now. One wrong turn in the forest leaves you in the middle of a volcano flat. Any point in time, that area is seeping the gases of the early atmosphere and it will kill you. Does it make it sound pleasant?
Yeah. Have you ever gone any of these places where like...
Yes.
Can you cross?
Yes.
I have.
Did you cross the line, Miss Booth?
Yes. There's a hiking trail through that.
Can't like...
So
I heard
if
stories.
you stay on the trail, if you follow the rock cairns and you stay on the trail, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I actually
There's like the yellow brick wall.
I tell you like this story that I heard. I don't know if it's true or not.
That you what?
A story. I don't know if it's true or not though. Alright, so like this family and a group of friends are on like, you know, having a good time before I go into hiking through the volcano trails. And like they just think it's a good idea to, like they see like all the black rocks. I think that's cool, let's go get some samples and one of them falls in.
No, you wouldn't fall in. Well, you wouldn't fall into the volcano. You can, however, and the reason they also tell you to stay on the path is where those gases come out. The hardened volcanic deposits are actually fragile underfoot. And if it cracks out from underneath you and you fall into a crevice, is it possible to fall in? Yes. Are you falling into the volcano? No. You're falling into a deposit of all of those gases that have developed underneath the surface. They seep out through small vent holes. And if you crack it and fall in, you fall into a big deposit of all of those volcanic gases, and that will kill you. That's why those signs are there.
Will it burn you or just like...
Suffocate. You suffocate to death.
So
I know, it sounds... It's like, oh, don't worry, you won't burn to death. It's just like,
Okay, so yeah,
I don't like to like try it either. Just be like, which one would hurt more, falling into the actual volcano or falling into one of those deposits?
I have no idea because I have no intention of doing
Well,
that.
I'd say the volcano because you get burned.
Yeah, but I think...
So it would be expelled out. If it's expelled out, that's what, all the preppers are worried about the super volcano. They're worried about those gases covering the entire continent. So yeah, it would. If it erupted with the force that people say, oh, it's possible. Is it probable? No. Possible? Yes.
Where is it?
Yellowstone.
Oh god, I'm never moving out there.
Oh, don't worry. If the supervolcano exploded, if it erupted, you'd die here. So it's okay.
Where would be the safe zone?
Wait, what?
Hold on, where would be the safe zone? Where's the place?
So there's a supervolcano in Yellowstone, right? And people have the theory, I would call it a hypothesis, that if it exploded, it's going to expel enough of the volcanic gases that it would blanket most of North America. Is it possible? Yes. Is it probable? No.
What if we cover it?
And that is why I love fire extinguishers
I'm
so
saying
much.
that's gonna be God's next plan.
It would cover it.
Oh yeah, you guys were in my
Flood
first
in the world.
or something. No.
Because since then he made this whole covenant with us.
Yeah, no.
He made a covenant not to
You were
flood
the
it.
seventh.
He didn't say anything about burning it.
I think he made a
That's
covenant
true.
against retribution against his people in that way.
He did say flooding.
He did say that.
So,
What if you just destroyed
I assure you, this early Earth then, as we've described it, hostile, horrible. Life itself, what we know as life, could not exist until the development of that atmosphere and hydrosphere. Now, the atmosphere of early Earth, just to define exactly what I mean by volcanic gases, you have a gas called methane, the chemical formula of which is CH4. Methane is highly flammable. You produce it in your guts. Actually, it's not you who produce it in your gut. It's the bacteria that dwell within your gut that produce methane. The same bacteria dwells in the guts of cows, dogs. They're called methanogens. They dwell in your stomach and they produce methane. In small quantities, not a big deal. In large quantities, very explosive. Methane is what we use in chemistry to fuel lab burners. So if you've ever seen a Bunsen burner or a Tyrrell burner, that's what's in there is methane gas. It also has a nice supply of hydrogen gas, which we abbreviate as H2. Hydrogen gas you should be familiar with as being what filled the dirigible, the Hindenburg. What happened to the Hindenburg?
Did they find out what happened to that?
Oops! Turns out when you fill a gigantic balloon with a very flammable gas and then you run into power lines, hey, guess what happens?
Did everyone die? Like,
As it crashed it.
Oh.
Did every single person die?
Oh really?
Oh, was
Didn't
that
they like say the same thing about the
Huh?
Hindenburg, like it's unsinkable?
So,
Something about the Hindenburg?
hydrogen gas is exceptionally flammable.
not regular? It is? Or...
Well, hydrogen when it's combined with another hydrogen is flammable. Hydrogen when it's combined with like oxygen to make water, not flammable. So it has to be pure hydrogen. Ammonia. So a nitrogen with 3 hydrogens attached to it in its gaseous form. You guys are accustomed to ammonia as a liquid. You've probably seen it as a cleaning solvent in your house. It smells dreadful. You know the smell of ammonia.
It doesn't smell